All right, let's jump right into a story it's shaking up the entire AI industry. We're talking about a new model that might just change everything.
You know how it's been, right? The AI world has been run by just a handful of big names, with these super powerful but super expensive, closed-off models. But what if? What if a new contender stepped into the ring? One that could go toe-to-toe with the heavyweights, the GPT-4s and Claude 3 Oppuses of the world.
Okay, now take that idea and crank it up a notch. Imagine that same top-tier, frontier-level power was just given away, for free, to anyone who wants it, right there on a platform like NVIDIA Build. And I'm not talking about some free trial or a clunky, watered-down demo. No, this is the real deal. Full access. This is one of those moments, a genuine turning point for every developer out there, and really for the whole AI world.
So you're probably thinking the same thing I was. How on earth is this even possible? Well, today we're going to pull back the curtain and figure that out. We're going to look at the tech, the company behind it, and what this whole thing really means for all of us.
All right, first up, the trillion parameter trick. Let's get nerdy for a second and look at how this thing actually works under the hood. The real magic of Kimi K2.5 isn't just its size, it's how it uses that size.
It all comes down to a clever design called Mixture of Experts, or just MOE. So instead of being one giant brain trying to know everything at once, think of it more like a huge team of specialists. And for any problem you throw at it, it just calls up the exact experts it needs for that specific job.
And when I say a huge team, I mean it. Kimi K2.5 has, get this, 1.04 trillion total parameters. That's its knowledge base. It's just a massive, massive amount of information, and that's the kind of scale that puts it right up there with the biggest, most expensive models on the planet.
But here's the clever part, the trick I was talking about. For any single thing you ask it to do, like for every single word you type, it's not using all 1 trillion of those parameters. Nope, it only fires up about 32 billion of them.
So how does it pick which ones to use? Well, as soon as your request comes in, this really smart little router looks at it and goes, okay, for this job I need you, and you. It picks the best 9 expert networks from a massive pool of 384. It's kind of like having a giant law firm with 384 different legal specialists, but instead of paying for all of them, you only call the 9 you actually need for your specific case. It is just unbelievably efficient.
And this is where it all clicks into place. You get all the brain power of a 1 trillion parameter model, but you get the speed and the low cost of a much, much smaller one. It's the best of both worlds. And just look at that context window. 256K tokens. That's like being able to read and remember 500 pages of a book all at once. Incredible.
Okay, so it's smart and it's efficient. But that's not the whole story. This model has another trick up its sleeve, a secret weapon really, for tackling really complex problems. And this is what truly separates it from the pack.
So most AI models work, they work one step at a time, sequentially, like one person just ticking things off its to-do list. Kimi 2.5 does something completely different. It uses what's called an agent swarm. Think of it less like a single worker and more like a great project manager who takes a huge project, breaks it into 100 little pieces, and gives each piece to a different worker to do all at the same time, in parallel.
And the difference this makes in the real world is just staggering. Look at this. For a complicated job that needs to browse the web and use different tools, a normal AI might take about 12 minutes. The agent swarm, it gets it done in 2.5 minutes. That's 80% faster. That's a huge deal.
Now, this kind of superpowered teamwork doesn't just happen. It's trained. It's the result of this really clever 3-step process. First, they teach it how to use tools. Then, they reward it over and over for getting the right answers. And finally, and this is key, they teach it how to look at its own work and critique itself. It learns to be its own toughest critic.
So who are the masterminds behind this, and what does a breakthrough like this actually mean for the rest of the industry? Let's talk about the Moonshot moment.
The company is called Moonshot AI. They're a startup based in Beijing, and they only started in March of 2023. I mean, their rise has been absolutely meteoric. To go from just being founded to topping AI leaderboards in less than 3 years, it's just wild. And now, they're set for a global launch.
Okay, now we get to the economic earthquake. Because of that insane efficiency we talked about, using Kimi Fi K2.5 is cheap.
like a tiny fraction of the cost of its rivals. We're talking about getting the same level of performance, but for up to 96% less. This isn't just a price drop, it's a complete game changer. It puts the power of top-tier AI into the hands of literally anyone. Startups, students, you name it.
And it's not just me saying this. The experts are all over it. As Nathan Lambert put it, this is the closest we've ever seen open models get to the performance of those top-secret, closed-off systems. This isn't just another small step forward, it's a fundamental shift in the entire landscape.
So, this is all great, but what does it mean for you? Let's get to the best part, how you can actually get your hands on this and start building with Kimi today.
Seriously, you can start using Kimi K2.5 like right now. It's super simple. You just go to NVIDIA's build website, sign up for a free account, it takes 2 seconds, find the Kimi K2.5 model, and click a button to get your free API key. That's it. You're ready to go in minutes.
And with that key, you can start building some seriously cool and powerful stuff. Think about it, an AI assistant that can review your code, find bugs and security holes, and even give you suggestions to make it run faster. And it doesn't just give you the answer, it shows you its work, step by step. Plus, the API is a drop-in replacement for open AIs, so plugging it into stuff you've already built is an absolute breeze.
So all of this leaves us with one big, fascinating question. For the longest time, there's been this huge gap between the powerful, expensive models from big tech and everything else. Well, Kimi K2.5 just blew that gap wide open. It's pretty much gone. So when that top-of-the-line frontier AI is free and available to absolutely everyone, what happens next? The race isn't about who has the best model anymore. The race is about who can build the most incredible things with it. And that's a race anyone can win.